G'day again everyone, back again. This video will be about replacing the seals in this inlet manifold because it's leaking out of the back. I've still got an oil leak after doing the rear main and everything in this thing. I'm still leaking oil, and the rear extension house and seal in the gearbox is leaking, but that's pretty straightforward. I don't think I'll make a video on that, but this one I'll probably try and put this on time lapse when I do get into undoing all this. This is just the intro I'm filming today. It's just started to rain, so I think I'm going to go inside, attack this another day. But I'll just show you what I've done. I've taken the belt off because the alternator will have to come out of the way, so that'll have to come off. Heater hoses, I think, because you've got to take this piece off at the front here. I'm pretty sure it has O-rings on it, and I don't know, I have got another manifold off, so I'm going to have to suss it out, sorry. I've unhooked my wires on the throttle body, one there, one at the top here, that's them there. Cables are undone, they just unclip. I don't know if you can see them too well, but they just unclip. But this bracket has to come off. Or your fuel injection wires, the injector wires. I really don't know. I don't want to pull the manifold apart. I've already stuffed around with this thing that much. I don't really want to take the top off it. I want to try and remove it in one piece. I'm pretty sure I can. So I worked on a VT, young bloke had a VT, and he stuffed the motor up and I took it all off and put head gaskets in it and that years ago. So I'm pretty sure that I took it all off in one hit. It's just all that stuff at the front there where the heater pipes are. Yeah. Unfortunately I bought the plastic gaskets. I should have bought the steel ones, but too bad now. That's what I'm using. Yeah, so I'm going to film it on time lapse because it's just too fiddly and takes too long. Like I said, I'm trying to improve the videos. Later on I'm going to revisit the handbrake adjustment because I think I've worked out a better way to locate the adjuster with the discs on. So I'll show you that later. I've got to pull the rear disc off that thing because I've got drilled and slotted and dimpled or whatever they are, rear discs for that, the same as the front. So I'm going to change them. So I'll revisit that later. But this one will be all about the inlet manifold. So I've just started, like I said, I've taken the bottom hose off. I don't think you can see that, and the top hose is gone. Just to get the coolant out of it. There's my bucket underneath, it's still dripping. Every time I do a job where I've got to drop the coolant, I end up making a mess. Yeah, I think this has been leaking for a while because when you look at the oil cap, I don't know, let's have a look. Every now and again, I've noticed moisture in the oil, and I'm pretty sure that those inlet gaskets are stuffed. Yeah, if you have a look in there, you can see it. That's not good. Shouldn't be like that, so hopefully this will fix it. Otherwise I'm pulling the heads off. Which is something that I really don't want to do, and it's not going to go down too well if I have to. But anyway, that'll be it for this bit, and we'll come back later on. Like I said, it'll all be done in time lapse and make these a bit shorter. See you in a minute. G'day, back again. I've cheated a bit. I've started taking some things off. Alternator, remove the alternator, top radiator hose, heater pipes down there. I'm just in the process of pulling that alloy bit out, the water inlet. You've got to get all your wires out of the way. You've got to disconnect your battery, of course, before you start. I've unplugged all the injectors. Going to undo this bracket that holds the wiring back here. fuel lines. I don't know if I'm going to film all this because it'll just take too long, and it's pretty straightforward. This whole bracket comes off. There's 3 nuts behind here. I've already taken them off. It'll be the same on this side. Get rid of these wires. Possibly the DFI and the coils might have to come off. I've taken the 3 high tension leads off, and they're over there to get them out of the way. But from memory, I'm pretty sure that I should be able to get this off all in one piece. EGR valve, unplug that, unplug that. You're going to have your booster vacuum line there and a small vacuum line under it to unplug at the back here. It's just like anything else. Anything that's attached to the inlet manifold, it's got to come off. But I'll show you. I don't know if we need this light or whether I'll just sit it there. I'm going to show you something I covered in one of my first videos, but I just don't know if I can get a good angle to film on, because it's pretty hard to see. Just hang on, I've got to set this thing up. Alright, what I want to film is down there, those fuel lines. Right, I've already undone one, and I'll show you what I use, but for the rest of it I won't bother until I'm ready to take the manifold off. I don't think it's just going to make the video too long, even if I speed it up, because I don't have time lapse on this program. That's my fuel line tool, but I watched another bloke and he just cut a you know those silicon tubes that you buy with the cone, the nozzle end. He just cut one of them down and cut a slit in it so it can get around the pipe. So there's a few ways around it, but I just use this thing, and I'll just show you. You're not going to be able to see exactly what I'm doing, but I'll describe it. You put the tool around the hose, clamp it together, then you push it back into the fitting and you pull the fitting. And that's how they work. So I did cover that in an early video, but the video was crap, so I'll do this one. Clamp it around the pipe, push it back. This one comes off. That's all 3, so they're all going to come off with the manifold, hopefully. Anyway, I think I'm just going to come back to this when I've got everything off and I'm ready to pull the manifold off. Like I said, I'll just go over this again. I'm just in the process of pulling this off, and your tensioner wheel and the bracket has to come off. But like I said, if I try and film it, it's just going to take too long, and I don't have the time lapse on this program, and I've got to use this program to get the microphone to work. So okay, I'll be back when I've got everything off. Okay, I'm back again. Unfortunately, my original plan didn't work, and I've had to take the top plenum off. Makes it a lot easier. I almost had it, but makes it a lot easier to take it off. There's the tensioner pulley and the water inlet. There's an O-ring here that I'm going to replace. You should always replace them. This one's a bit loose, you know, it's a bit flat on the end. This one's wrecked. Someone's put seal around it before, so that one's got to be replaced. This is just your purge pipe, which goes to the purge valve, which connects to here. And there's another pipe that goes from here to the manifold. I'll show you that in a minute because it broke, of course. So that's where I'm at. Here we are. This is what it all looks like. Move all your wires out of the way. Unhook. When you unhook your injectors, this driver side is easier than the throttle body side. Throttle body side, because the wires go down to the crank angle sensor and oil pressure switch. They're harder to move, so I'm just going to have to sort of work around them. That's an EGR pipe which goes on the side of the throttle body, so you disconnect that, and that's where that's the other pipe I was telling you about just here, goes on there, and you can still see the bit of the broken pipe. I'll show the pipe itself. This is it here. So DFI and coils I took off. I just unbolted them and sat it down there, left this side, left the high tension leads on this side hooked up. Two 13mm bolts, and of course your wiring, which is I think a 7mm. There's a bolt holding the plug, 7mm, you pull that out. All your inlet manifolds, don't forget this is an American engine, so they're still Imperial, which are 3/8. So you'll need a 3/8 to undo that. I won't film unbolting this manifold because it's just undoing bolts, boring as shit. But when I get it off, I'll show you what I ended up with. I really don't know if I'll be putting this back on today, so I'll see how I go. Alright, back soon. Okay, I hope you can hear. This is what I've found. Manifold off. All the coolant's been leaking. That one there's been going into the inlet, into the engine. Come around this side. You can see there, it's been leaking there, and in this oil, the oil leak that I originally was looking for, it's mainly out of that back corner over there. So, pretty glad that I did this. As you can see, I'll hang you upside down here and you can have a look at that. Front's alright, but just there, that's shocking. There's been that much shit going in there. So, that's what I've got. So I think I found the leak. It's mainly the oil leak. I had a bit of oil coming out the back there. I think it's in that back corner. Just there. In that back corner mainly. Let's have a look at the seal. There's the manifold. Doesn't look great. You can see all the coolant around there. This is the rear seal. It's sort of still stuck down, but it's split. Look at it. Just right in the corner where I thought it was leaking, that's where it's damaged. So it's all split and coming apart. Look at that. Look at this crap. The oil's been getting into it. So, big clean up. I'll clean the manifold out. Front seal doesn't look too bad. It looks like it's actually held together, but you know, somebody's put some sealer in the corners, which is the right thing to do. Yeah. Anyway, heaps of fun. Sorry. There's a rear one, and it's all come apart right in that corner. So you can see the oil under it. Look at it. That's where it's been leaking. Oil wise, probably a lot more coolant, but I'll have to clean all this up, and I won't be back until I'm ready to put it back on, because there's a fair bit of cleaning there. So maybe tomorrow I'm going to pull those gaskets out and have a look underneath them. I don't know how easy. They should come out pretty easy. It's been done before because they're plastic. They are toast. They've had it. Look at them. So she's been off before. Otherwise they would have been steel. Okay. this one out. Yes, a lot of leaks. She's got about 250,000, but I sort of half expected to find the original gaskets, but like I said, it's been done before. Anyway, I shall be back when I'm ready to install the manifold. Righto, this is what I've ended up with. I've been doing a bit of cleaning. The manifold doesn't look that great, but that's probably about the best I'm going to get it. It feels not too bad, you know. Hopefully it'll seal. I can't get it any better than that. One side's worse than the other, but it doesn't feel too bad. Anyway, this will be a two-parter because I've had a gutful today, so I'll post this bit. Let me know what you think. If you want me to actually film the unbolting sequence, or I'm going to film the bolting on of the manifold because you've got to do it in sequence. I don't know if I'll torque them. I probably will. But, you know, you can't really muck these gaskets up. They're hard plastic. So I've cleaned the heads. That's what I'm showing you now, by the way. Other than that, it should be ready to go. I'm going to wipe it all down with wax and grease remover tomorrow, and we'll bolt it back on. We've just sort of had a gutful of cleaning and that today. It was a bit of a mess, as you saw. So here's the gaskets. I mean, that's what it had on it. So someone's been at it before and they did a real bodge, eh? So I've got to put a bit of RTV in the corners here when you put those on. And these, yeah, see, they got a seal. I don't know, I'm a bit sus about this. Really don't know. Just make sure that I've got a good sealing surface where around the ports and the water jackets at the front and here. Sorry, in here. It feels alright. I think it'll be alright. Anyway, that's where I'm at. We'll come back tomorrow. It'll be part 2. I'll post this one up tonight. And so much for taking it all off in one piece. But anyway, that's how it goes. Alright, like, share and subscribe. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Very happy about that. Thank you for the people who are leaving comments. All comments welcome, positive or negative. Let me know. I can't really ask you what you want to see on the channel because I really only do maintenance on my own cars. So, you know, if you say to me, I'd like to see you pull the gearbox out, no, I don't think I'll be doing that. I've done that plenty of times already in that white ute out there. It's a mongrel of a job. And this one twice. This red one, I've had this out twice now. So, yeah, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in part 2. See you later.